Hello, this is Kim. We're crocheting with Kim. We have started on the Shamrock for the St. Patrick's Day holiday. I explained to you that this says I love corner to corner crochet, and this is part two, the continuance to part one. We started and we began with rows 1 through 12. So we are at row 13, getting ready to go back up our graph. And if, in case you want to know, I found these graphs on Pinterest. It's just all kind of fun things, and they actually use these for beading. But I thought, hey, why don't I try do corner to corner with these and see how they come out? And out to my surprise, there is a lot of products that were produced that I've done that they really turned out very well. But without any further ado, of course, you know that I started with the bright green yarn and the white yarn, and they're both from Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton. You can use any colors that you like. Any colors that you like. You can use any brand that you like. I just like to do cotton, especially when I use these for hot things like, putting a hot plate on, or a pot or skillet or something, because cotton absorbs heat. But without any further ado, we will start our row 13, and that's down here at the bottom left-hand side of the graph. And we're going back up. Again, the wrong side is the numbers going across. The right side is the numbers going up the right-hand side. We do have stitch markers to mark our front of our project, and I did get appropriate stitch marker without that little twisty that I used the last time. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with six chains to start our next row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to count back 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to start our first double crochet. And again, we'll go under 2 of the loops, and then we'll bring through 2 and bring through 2. And we're going to start again with our second, or actually it's our third double crochet. Bring to 2, bring through 2. And then our last one, and I know I'm about to run out of yarn again here. So I will get some more white yarn, and we'll pull through 2 and pull through 2. And we'll flip our work over where we're on the wrong side of our project. And we will grab one and slip stitch. Now I'm going to grab me some more yarn from my skein here. And I'm gonna pull a lot because, like I stated before, I usually will roll these in balls. I may have 5 or 6 balls of yarn of a color, so I would not have to stop in the midst of crocheting. But because this is a project that I did not get started, I did not know how many I need, how much I need. So I'm just really going, playing it by ear, so to speak. So we'll start our next block, which is 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, and 4 double crochet. When we start each block, we slip stitch. We will count up 3, do 3 additional double crochets, and at that point, we will go to our next block and slip stitch. And we count up 1, 2, and 3, which is our very first double crochet. It does count. And then we do our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. Now we need 4 of these blocks, so let's go ahead and do one more. And we'll slip stitch, pull through, count up 3, 1, 2, 3, and we'll have 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet. And when we're on the wrong side of our work, we put the yarn behind, the working yarn behind the work on the wrong side. So all of your yarn will be on the wrong side of the project. Now we counted up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 1 green. So we'll go ahead and we will pick up the green, slip stitch that 1 green, and then we'll count up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then our second double crochet. Go ahead, wrap around the yarn, wrap the yarn around the hook, pull through 2, and pull through 2. That's our third double crochet. Yarn over, pull through the first 2, second 2. So now we have our one yarn block of the green. And I'm sorry, it is not a thing, as I explained, no trick to not getting it tangled. I have been tangled all the time with some of the projects, and I just like working with the yarn loose. That way I can just kind of finagle with it as I go along. But we'll continue on and I'll work with it as I go along. So 13, we have 4 white blocks, 1 green block. We need another white block. So we'll go ahead and we will do our 1 white block. So we'll pull that yarn to the front, go under that pose, pull through, and slip stitch and count up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll wrap a yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2, which is our first double crochet. Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. There's our second crochet, double crochet, and pull through 2 and pull through 2. That's our third. Remember to pull the yarn to the back, the working yarn to the back. And I'm going to work this through real quick so I don't get it too tangled up. There we go. So I got that off to the side. Now that we worked that 1 white block, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green blocks that we need to put up. So we'll go ahead and begin that. So our first block, count up 3, do the second double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, third, yarn over, pull 2 through, and pull through 2. That's our fourth, I'm sorry. Our third additional double crochet, but 4 altogether, because that chain 3 counts as a double crochet. And we'll slip stitch, chain 3, and then we'll yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go under that post, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So that's our second. Then we'll have our third one that we're going to work here. So we'll yarn over and slip stitch, and then count up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Then we'll have double crochet, we'll pull through 2, pull through 2, then we'll double crochet, another double crochet, pull through 2, pull through 2, then we'll have another pull through 2 and pull through 2. So we have our 3 blocks here. We still need 2 more. In this work, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to leave a little length and snip that because that was down below that I had started that. So we're gonna chain our 3, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Then we'll pull through 2 and pull through 2 again. And then pull through 2 and 2 again. And so we see now that I'm about to run out of my bright green. I'm going to pull some yarn from my skein. Because I'm working up the stem, I know I'm going to need a lot of green. So I'm going to pull quite a bit. I just count about 20 or 25 around my fingers. And snip there. Pull that off to the side here. And then I'll start here and do my slip stitch, making sure that your tail or the back end of the yarn here is on the back side of your project, not on the front. As you work it, you'll understand. It was new to me because I had the strings everywhere, front, backs. And I got so confused, but it can be confusing. But as you learn, you'll pick it up. Oh, that's why we put it all to the back. So we'll go ahead and work this last block of double crochet and pull through 2 and pull through 2. So we have 4 double crochets here. I'm going to pull on this yarn a little bit to make sure it's good and snug. So we have our 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green blocks. Now, according to that, and we're still following row 13, we have the 5 blocks and we need 2 white blocks to finish this row. So we'll go ahead and slip stitch and chain 3. And we will do our first double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2. That's our first white block. And then we're going to do our second white block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm trying to add on. I am so sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll do the first double crochet, second double crochet, and third double crochet, additional to the 1 chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. And at the end of that, you'll see, I'm going to put this yarn in behind here. You will see that we have our stem. Let's tuck that under there. We have our stem right here. We're having the shamrock slowly coming into picture here. We have the 2 blocks that's up here, which will fall in line with here, right here, and the 2 white blocks. So the picture is slowly coming to life. And I love this part because as you're working, you'll see it slowly, little by little, coming into display. Now, row 14, it is showing that we need 1, 2, 3 white blocks. So what we're going to do, we'll count out our 6 chains. I'll twist it around a little bit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we will count by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In that 4th chain, we'll do our first, or actually our second double crochet, but the chain 3 counts as our first. This is our 3rd. And getting into that chain may be a little tedious, but it will be okay. If you just get 1 loop, it's fine. But I like to do the 2 loops for security, especially when it's on those edgings. And so what we're going to do, we're going to count out our 3. That's our first one. So we slip stitch in our second one. There's 1, 2, and 3. And we'll have second double crochet, 3rd double crochet, and the 4th double crochet, all into that one block that's below. And then we will do our last one, go under that post that's from the previous row, chain slip stitch, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we have our second double crochet, our 3rd double crochet, and then our 4th double crochet. And so we now have our 3. I lay that down so you can see. Trying to get all the yarn out of the way if I can. We have our 3 blocks on that row 14, and we've already have it started. So now what do we need to do now? We need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green blocks. So now we are not interjecting or having intersection of white anymore on this side of the stem. We'll just go all the way down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green blocks that we need. We'll go ahead and we're going to pull on our work, find our working yarn. Now this time we're going to leave the yarn behind the work. Now when we were working on the wrong side, we left it in front of the work because we are on the wrong side. Now we're going to leave it in back of the work, away, or taking it away from us when we're on the front side of the work. So we'll go ahead and start our first block. 1, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, chain. And we're going to, I'm going to try to make sure I don't get as tangled as I could get. So, yay, I'm free. So now I have that where I don't get tangled up in the other work that's working. We'll go ahead and do the second double crochet, the 3rd double crochet, and the 4th double crochet. Now I had to add some yarn here, so this is why that's loose. If you find it, that's okay. Just go ahead and pull it, snug it a little bit to tighten it, and we'll go ahead and at the end I'll show you how to thread it through to give it really good security with a daunting needle. So this is my 3rd double crochet, and this is going to be my 4th. So this is my second block, and then we'll go ahead and do the 3rd block, which is chain of 3 after a slip stitch, and we have 2, 3, and 4. And then we'll do our fourth, a fourth with a chain of 3, and then we have our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. This is our fourth block. So we have block 5 that we're working on. Second, third, and fourth. And now we're working over this white yarn. And I leave it attached because I know I'm going to need it again. So I leave it attached until I'm ready to work with it again. That way I don't have to gather more yarn or cut it off at too soon or what have you. So I leave it attached to my work until it's needed. And this is how I work. Of course, everyone will have their way that's better for them. And so whatever is comfortable for you, definitely do what's comfortable, because doing what another person do sometimes can be more challenging because it's easier for them because they've learned how to adjust or accommodate themselves with that. So we really want you to find what you're comfortable at doing. Now, what I am doing, I have this working yarn that I have set off to the side where I'm doing everything at once, where I started the project and I had some excess yarn. I'm going to keep it attached. I'm going to work it with my project as I go, because I found out for me that when I do that and when I interject other colors at a later date or later time where I'm working it in, it won't be so hard for me to stop, cut the yarn, go back and, try to fit it in, where if it's already attached, I just work with it. So you'll see what I'm talking about when we later get to the other side of the stem. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to keep this from being as tangled as possible. And so far, I'm pretty successful. My children have laughed at me because I've had so much work that had been tangled that they just fall out laughing. They thought it was hilarious, but at the time, I didn't think it was so funny. Anyway, I just picked that green up instead of working from the ball. Or the skein, I just had that I had already pulled out, and I'm going to work with that until we get to this side. Then it'll separate again, and that is why I'm leaving it on the project. Now that we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am going to go ahead and we're going to count down 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 4 blocks of white. And so I will go ahead and work with that 4 blocks of white. We just work with it as we go. This is what's so fun about the project. Even though it gets tangled sometimes and it gets kind of frustrating sometimes because you're wanting yarn to go one way and it's going the opposite. When the project is finished, you're glad that you've done it. So if it gets tangled, don't get frustrated with it. Just work as you go, the best of your ability, to keep it from getting as tangled as it could get. And I've had some tangles, trust me. But I've completed the first block. So I'm working on my second block. So we'll go ahead and we're going to add that. I have my second double crochet, my third, and my fourth. And then we slip stitch in the next block, 1, 2, 3. And then we have our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. And then we're going to go ahead and slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, and then we have our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. So at the end of row 14, you should have your 14 as it is laid out on the graph. We have 3 white blocks, and I'm sorry if you're not able, let me see if I can tuck this yarn away. There we go. So we have 3 white blocks. We have 7 green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 and 3 is 10. And then we needed 4 white blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, which equal 14. So we're on row 14 and we have 14 blocks. Now it's time to go to row 15. So we'll go ahead and we'll do our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll wrap the yarn around, go into our 4th chain from the hook. And we do that very first double crochet in that chain. Then we have our second double crochet and then our third double crochet. And then let's see. I'm sorry if I'm sniffling again. I don't know. I just get the sniffles. Maybe I'm nervous. I don't know. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and try to pull this yarn through to keep it from getting as tangled as it could. I just work with it as I go. Again, do not get frustrated with it. We all work projects where yarn do get a little bit tangled. It's not a catastrophe. You're just working with it. That's all. Just work with it. Now we will have 15. And when we go up that 15, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 5 white blocks. We'll go ahead and we finished our first one. We slip stitch, count up 3, and then we have our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. And then we will go ahead and do a slip stitch in our third one, count up 3, and let me go back because I hate when it's split hairs, so to speak. I want to make sure I have all the strands on. There's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. That's our third block. We are going to slip stitch 1, 2, 3, and then our first double crochet, our second and our third additional double crochet, and that's 4, and 1 more. We need 5 double crochet, 5 blocks, I'm sorry. This is our, go underneath there. There's 2, there's 3, and there is 4. And remember to bring the work to you on the wrong side. Now we are going to look at the pattern here. We have our 5 white blocks, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need 7 green blocks. So we're going to, I'm gonna see if I can catch this before it gets tangled. Perfect. It's all in working it. So we'll have 1. This is our first green. So 1, 2, 3. Then we'll have our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and oops, and our fourth double crochet. And then I'm going to, this is the other yarn that I had separate from the skein, but I'm gonna work from the skein, continue on up there. And I know a lot of people say, well, why do you do it like that? I do this because I want to show that there's no magic tricks and not keeping it from getting tangled and stuff like that. So I want to kind of show you, don't get frustrated or upset because it got tangled on you. Just work with it the best that you can, and it'll all work out in the end. I promise you, when the project is finished, you'll be so happy with what you have come up with. So we're working on our second block, and I have 4 double crochets there. Here's my third block, and we're going to go ahead and get that done. Our fourth block, remember to slip stitch to tie it in and to secure it. That's why I do the slip stitch. It's actually to secure the stitch in that next post or that next block. This is our fourth one. Then we have number 5 here. Count up 3, and we're going to have our third double crochet and our fourth double crochet, and then this is number 6, and we have our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet, and then our 7th. Count up 3. This is our second, our third, and then our fourth. So we have 2, 4, 6, and 7. So we have our 7 blocks that we needed. Now the last one is our 3. I'm sorry, I'm up here beating myself up. So we have the last 3. So here's our third double crochet. If it'll let me do it. Let's do that again. Kind of tighten it up a little bit. So wrap around. Sometimes my stitches can be loose and sometimes my stitches can be really tight. In some of these cases with the corner to corner, I like them to be pretty tight because I want them to be as secure as possible. And from time to time, I will unravel it and go back and redo if I don't feel that it's secure enough. If you're a tight crocheter, then I will always suggest for you to go up a hook size. My favorite hook size is a size G. I will do everything in G, but sometimes I might need something a little bit looser or a little bit tighter, depending on the yarn and the project. So as we are looking at it, let me see if I can kind of clear some of this out of the way so it won't be a distraction. If we count here, we have our 5 white blocks, our 7 green blocks, which we know is 12, and then our 3 white, which is 15. So we have completed row 15. And as you can see, it's starting to take its shape. And really, it will be really, really fun once it's all complete and you notice, oh wow, I really did this. I really crocheted this. That's how I reacted when I first did corner to corner with designs. It was pretty awesome. So now that we have completed row 15, I'm sorry, we are now ready for row 16. Row 16, we are going to start out with 4 white blocks. So again, we will do our chain of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we will count down again 1, 2, 3, 4 to our 4th chain and do our very first of our 4 double crochets, knowing that the first 3 chains is counting as a double crochet. So we have that completed. That's the first one. And remember, your work will always be behind your project when you're working on the right side of your project. And wherever your stitch marker is, that is the right side of your work. Okay? And then we'll go ahead and do our second slip stitch, count up 3, do our 3 additional double crochets to have a total of 4. And then this is our third one. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll have our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our 4th double crochet. And then our last block, oops, yarn is splitting hairs again. So our first, a slip stitch, then chain of 3, and then second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our 4th double crochet. All right, so we've completed our 4 blocks. And I'm trying again, work it where I'm not getting tangled. Work as you go. All right, now that we've completed our 4, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green blocks. So we'll go ahead and start our first one. slip stitch, count of 3, and then we'll have our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. And then we'll slip stitch. This is our second one. One, two, and 3, and then we'll have our second double crochet, our third, and our fourth. Slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. And second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. And then this is our fourth block. Chain of 3. And it's our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. And our fifth block, no, I only counted 2, needed 3. And then our second. And I do that sometime when I count 3. As I explained before, I am a half double crochet person. I love half double crochet for my work. I don't know why I like that stitch. I mean, I like all stitches, but I think double half crochet is my favorite. 1, 2, 3. And maybe one time I will show you a project with a half double crochet. So now we have our 6th green block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we needed 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we are needing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white blocks. So we'll go ahead and start our 6th block. 1, chain of 3, and this is our third and our fourth double crochet. Chain of 3 after slip stitch, and then our second, our third, and our fourth double crochet. Then we'll slip stitch. And get in our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to make sure I don't get this tangled up. All right, and we can ready to work on our fourth double crochet. So we chain 3, and we have our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. Then we are going to slip stitch. And this is our 5th block, second, a third, and a fourth. And then this is our last last block on this row. And I'll let you see what it looks like. You can see it all coming together. If you're working right along with me, try to get some of these strings out of the way so it won't interfere. But as you can see, it is coming along. We're getting ready to start on our other part of our shamrock. So as we know, when we started 16, we needed 4 white blocks, and we have 4 white blocks. Let me move this down a little bit. There we go. So you can see it. And yeah, so we kind of tuck that underneath there. So we have our 4 white blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4. We needed 6 green blocks. So there's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we needed 6 white blocks. So after we finished the 6 green, we needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we're on row 17. Now row 17, let me move this up a little bit. I'm so sorry if it was out of focus there. So row 17, we need 4 white blocks. So we're going to add on our new row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is like an increase row. Now we're getting ready to start decreasing, and it's not hard. So please don't get intimidated. It's just dependent on the strategy that you would like to use. So we will get this is our second, and this is our third double crochet, making a total of 4 double crochets. We will flip our work because we're going to be working on the wrong side. We have row 17. So row 17 is on the odd or the wrong side of our work. And so we have 1, 2, 3. And then we will have our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. And this is our third right here. 1, 2, 3. Our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. All right, and this is number 4. So we're getting ready to work or start our second half of our shamrock to match the other side that we've already completed on the right hand side. So now we're going to do the left hand side. Now the green that is down here below, I am going to snip from the back end and just use that green, because as I explained earlier, I don't like to just detach it from my work. I like to keep it on my work because I know I'm going to use it again. So I'm going to leave enough of a tail on there. Go ahead and slip stitch that in here. 1, 2, and 3. It's going to appear like it's a little loose because you're adding on yarn or adding a different color at a different spot of the pattern, but it will work out, I promise you, because we will just give it a little tug. And so I'm going to count how many. I just wanted to get it started because I knew that we were getting ready to change colors here. So want to make sure that that is looking appropriate on the front end, as I will unravel it and redo it. Okay, so now that we've had our 4 white blocks, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green blocks. So we already started with 1. This is our second one. Making sure everything looks nice and neat and tidy as best as I can. And 2 and 3. And this is our second one. And this is our third one. Two, 3, and 4. A 4th double crochet. Now I'm going to drop this particular yarn, and I'm going to go ahead and continue working from the skein, that yarn. I'm just going to pull this under here so it doesn't get tangled up. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to work 1, 2, and 3. And this is our second double crochet, our third, and our fourth. And then we have the 5th block. And we count up 3. This is our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our 4th double crochet. Okay, and it's 3, 4, 5. This is 6. And then we'll have 2, 4, 6, and we got 2 more we need. So 1, 2, 3. This is number 7. And this one is number 8. Count up 3. We have our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our 4th double crochet. Now we want to make sure we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 5 white blocks, making sure our yarn is behind the work. So all we got to do is pick it up and start working, which means towards us when it's on the wrong side. Towards us when it's on the wrong side, away from us when it's on the right side. Okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do one more row, which is row 18, and that will be the last increase row that we will have after I finish row 17. 18 will be the last increase row, and then the part 3 will start decreasing. So as we pull 1, 2, 3, and we will have that. Oops. This is 1, 2. This is the third one. This one is the fourth block here. We're getting ready to start. This is the third double crochet. And then the fourth double crochet. And then we have our fifth double crochet of row 17. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and we will start row 18. So we're going to count up 6. We're going to count by 4. 1, 2, 3, back 4. And in that fourth chain from the hook, we'll do our second double crochet, our third double crochet, and our fourth double crochet. And there we go. Making sure it didn't. Now I have to start another skein or another thing of yarn here. Okay, I can just take this working yarn. Remember when I explained to you I never clip off because I might need yarn again. So I do need this yarn for up here instead of cutting it from the skein. And I'll just go ahead and start block 2, and then we'll see how many blocks we need for how many white blocks is needed. And I'll just add that yarn right on into this one. I'll snug and pull this tight so it doesn't look like it's going to unravel. This is 2, 3, and 4. All right, so in 18, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 7 white blocks. And this is going to be our last row because we'll start decreasing in the next episode. Because I want to take my time with this. I don't want you to feel like that I'm leaving you hanging, so to speak. I want you to feel comfortable with learning how to crochet corner to corner. And so I am going to end this with row 18. And then we'll start decreasing. And then I'll show you there are 2 methods to decreasing, but it's all in how comfortable you feel. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need 6. So here is 5. Yeah, and I'm sorry about that. It was just letting me know where I am here. But I am going to go ahead and complete this row with you, and then we'll start on part 3, the other part of the graph. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I need one more, 7. So we need actually 7 here. I was getting ready to short. Now, usually what I'll do when I know I'm getting ready to use the next color again, I will work it underneath the color that I'm already working on, meaning that I know that the green is next. So I will work over the yarn so it'll be accessible to me for the next block or 2, or we're getting ready to count to see how many of them we need here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need 7 green blocks. So I've already worked over it, and all I need to do is just go ahead and pull it through and keep going without cutting or detaching or anything like that. You work over it to get to the next block that you need to get to. So this is my first block of green. My second, I'm starting, and so this is 2, and I'm going to work that through underneath here. Keep it, I try to keep it as detangled as possible. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not, depending on the project. And this is 2, slip stitch, 2, this is 3, 4, okay. So this is my third block. We're working on block 4. Oops, slip stitch. I gotta make sure I get slip stitch. 2, 3, and 4. And then we go, next one. I'm gonna make sure I pull this tight because I have a string here. And this is 3. And this is 4. And then so we have 5 already. And this is 6. 1, 2, 3. And we have second double crochet, third double crochet, fourth double crochet. And then here we go. You have number 7 here. And second double crochet, third double crochet, and fourth double crochet. Now we need 4 white blocks. And here we are right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the center of the graph right here. Number 18 is the center. So we need 4 white blocks. So this is the first one. Chain 3. then second crochet, double crochet, third double crochet, fourth double crochet. And then we have our second one, and second double crochet. And try to make sure this is untangled. There we go. Third and fourth. Now, I don't want to leave you hanging. I want to have you go through this from beginning to end. So when you start your own project or whatever it is that you want to work on, that you have familiarity for one, that you're comfortable for two, and that you have the confidence to do this as well. Because it is important that all of us are comfortable with what we do, but comfortable with our understanding. A lot of times I figured out that more people are more intimidated because they don't understand what they're doing. But if you understand what you're doing, your confidence will build, and then you become more secure in the whatever project that you're working on. And that's how I had to become. It took me a lot of confidence, but I got there. And it's a lot of fun. So now that I've worked and completed my, if I can get it completed, my fourth and final block of row 18, I'm sorry, row 18. This is what the project looked like at the halfway mark. And as you can see, it is coming along just fine. It's lining up alongside with the pattern. As you can see, we just started on the second half of the shamrock. The completion of the first half of the shamrock, as you can see, have the 3 blocks here, have the white block here, and the beginning of the top of the shamrock. So this is my completion of part 2. There will be a part 3 to begin decreasing. And decreasing is not difficult. It's just in your preference of how you want to do it. And I'll show you 2 different ways, and I'll show you the way that I like to do it. But for now, this is Kim. Thank you for crocheting with me. I'm hoping that you enjoy this corner to corner crochet with the shamrock, and I look forward to working, crocheting with you again. Until next time, have a good time crocheting.